Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Bruca.
And Big Boy Summer here. ZOM 100, Episode 4, Hero of the Dead.
So this whole episode is just Tendo and Kencho going out on a trip to fulfill one of the things on the bucket list, which is to go get a TV. Kencho is helping Tendo with his bucket list. At first he starts by looking through the things and questioning him about some of the stuff. But then again, instead of Kencho making his own list or finding something he wants to achieve for his own reasons, he decides that he's just gonna add things to Tendo's list, making it their list. He's just continuing with this along for the ride attitude. Is still giving me burden because I can't see anything that he's actually adding to the situation. He obviously holds Tendo in high esteem and he's just kind of like, you take the wheel and I'll just do whatever you do, which is not ideal in a situation like this. When you're in a survival situation, everybody needs to bring something. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to bring something to the team. You can't just take.
He does bring something to the team, okay, you're wrong. You can throw down in the kitchen. He cooks food. Food is important in the zombie apocalypse, and he cooks food. That's good enough for me, bro. I'm just saying. He did make their list, because it's their list now. But yeah, I get it. I can understand where you're going, that he's a burden and whatnot. But he does throw down in the kitchen. I mean, you want that. You need to have that.
Yes, I do get what you're saying. But let's take, for instance, when it was a very, very hot situation where there was a zombie heading towards them and he just stood there screaming, saying, Tendo, figure something out, Tendo. At the very least, even if you are going to take the backseat approach, allow the person to actually think, especially in such a tense situation. They don't need you screaming constantly, what are we gonna do? Think of something! He could have thought of something.
Again, you're wrong, because he wasn't standing there, he was sitting there. In the back seat. You know them people there, innit? Them passenger drivers. Yo, turn left, press the brake. Do you want to drive? No? Okay, shut the fuck up then, innit? But no, I get what you're saying. Yes, he's going to be a hindrance. And yes, he is a comic relief. And it's cheap comic relief because for some reason he likes to get naked. So I get what you're saying. And as we said in the last episode, he's going to die. It's just inevitable. And these two are reckless. None of them thought, why is the gate slightly open for me to get in the flipping first place? Do you get what I mean? They're reckless. And yet they're the ones who survived.
One thing I will say about Kencho, though, is he is a real friend. He risked getting mauled to death, becoming a zombie, to grab Tendo's TV.
Eyes on the prize, baby.
Seriously, that's insane. And also that did something for Tendo because of the situation they were in and how emotional he was. It was just the right thing at the right time. So Tendo is actually a great friend. I'm not saying by any means that he's a bad character. I'm just saying his character is a burden. Even his dreams of being a comedian, I can't see it. He's not funny. He has one thing, taking off his clothes, and that's not even funny. He said to Tendo earlier on in the episode, what, you think getting naked is my only bit? And then again, later on in the episode, what did he do to bring the laughs? He did it again. He took off his clothes.
Look. We live in 2023 now. Taking off your clothes is great and acceptable, okay? And second of all, do you know what Kencho reminds me of? Not fully, not the burden part, but the friend that's there for you. So I have a best friend. He was the good looking one. He's athletic, he's tall, he's built, he sounds hood, he's in the music industry. He's a cool dude. Really good friend of mine, yeah? And I was the short guy with charisma who, never laps, but next to him all the time. Anyone next to him doesn't look that great. One time we were talking and he goes, you know what, I really admire the fact that you've got that Riz game on lock. I was like, what are you talking about, bruv? You just have to take off your shirt and then everyone's on it. And he was like, nah, fam, you've got that gift of gab. I just don't have it. And I was like, you know what? That's the kind of relationship that we have. We're good friends. And there's certain times where I've gone through some stuff and he's just said that one or two thing and I've been like, you know what? That's why I S with you, bro. And you know who you are. I love you, man. You're my Kencho.
So,
Ruka, why you gotta be a for? That was emotional. I ain't never seen a farting zombie before.
there was a lot of strange things going on with the zombies. The whole farting, it seemed like they were trying to do it for like comic relief reasons.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if it was also because their bodies are decomposing.
It could be. Like, you said something off camera, which I'm guessing you're gonna go into later, but it could be part of that as well.
One of the zombies was biting into a burger. It seemed as if some of the zombies retain a slither of their former selves. I saw this repeatedly throughout the episode. Starting with the guy in the tank biting into his burger, his zombie dog sitting in the back next to him.
Yep.
The zombie that was firefighting, although I don't know why fire was coming out of the hose, why and how that's even happening, but he was still trying to attempt to do his job that he was doing.
Yep.
We saw it again in the end with the girl who was clearly an alcoholic. After she turned into a zombie, she was still drinking. You actually said something about the zombie that was eating the burger.
Yeah, I was saying that the zombie didn't actually eat the burger. The piece of the burger that he bit into flew out of his mouth. Now, we don't know if it's because the tanker was moving at such a weird rate. We don't know if it's because they don't consume food. Or maybe they consume food and they just bite bodies for fun.
No, I actually think you were right in the fact that it's not biting it, because we saw it again with the girl that was drinking. She actually wasn't drinking the alcohol. She had shoved it through the side of her cheek and it was really spilling onto the floor. So I think they're just doing the motions that they were doing while they were living, the tiny bits of almost like muscle memory. Yeah, it's not really their personality, but just a semblance of what they were or what they were doing. That's interesting to me as well. Like, these zombies, the more I see them on the screen, the more interesting they become, the more I want to know, because it seems like they're trying to tell us a story with the things that the zombies are doing. They're drawing our attention to it. They want us to notice.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Also, like, look, I've never spoken about this anime yet, because it's anime. I expect it. A little bit of, naughty, spicy. But every time a zombie's eating someone, it is hella sexual. Hella sexual the whole time. Every single time. And that last one with Reika, that was like, come on, bro. you lot can do better. Like, I'm not saying don't do it at all. I'm not saying that it was wrong to do it. I'm just saying that one scene you see that, and the next scene you see blood gushing down her legs. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, come on. That's it. Like, I didn't need that imagery. Like, when someone asks to be eaten out, I mean, I don't think that's what she wanted. Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's actually what makes this anime good. It's
Ruka.
The shock value of it. It's the things that just don't belong together being together, such as Tendo sitting on the steps having a heart-to-heart, and then all of a sudden she gets jumped by a zombie. It's them having another heart-to-heart while he doesn't want to leave her because she's still technically human and he just can't see in him to let her go, whilst the zombie that's trying to end their lives is struggling to get to them. It's those things that just shouldn't be next to each other, constantly being next to each other. It's Kencho running for his life whilst grabbing the TV. It's all those little crazy things. Them having a barbecue on the rooftop while you can hear the fart sounds of the zombie below. It's just all these crazy moments.
Can Tendo catch a break though? Like, every single love interest that we've seen has either left him or become a zombie. Like, is he the bad place?
I do not like that girl. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. And if you want even more content, hit us up on Bum Anime Insta. It's the place to be. Anyway, let's actually move on to the girls.
Okay, so out of the girls, I like Reika the best. Because, like, she was upfront, she was rude, she was abrasive, and she could hold her liquor. That's all.
The girls, for me, were really strange from the beginning.
Yeah, go on.
They were all acting as if they had just arrived, like they had just arrived seconds before Tendo and Kencho arrived. But that clearly wasn't the case here. They already had a basket that had things inside of it. They looked like they had been there for a while. Actually, it felt as if they weren't real. And that's why I had a problem with them. It was almost like they were on standby, and as soon as the camera came on, so did they. No. I know that there were characters there to just die, but they can definitely do better than what they gave us.
Yeah, I mean, they put minimum effort into the stories of these girls. The only real thing that I saw from these girls was when Tendo was like, yo, do you have a boyfriend? And she was like, are you really going to ask me that? That was the realest part of it, in my opinion. When Maki is in bed with Kencho and he's like, yo, do you hear that noise? And she just, quiets him down before he gets his clothes on. That wouldn't happen in this kind of situation. Look, smashing is the last thing on your mind when there's zombies outside. I don't care who you are, male, female, whatever. It's never gonna be like, we are safe now, let's smash. There's zombies outside, you can hear them banging on the thing. You're not banging. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. The things you're thinking about is, do we have enough food? Do we have warmth? Do we have shelter? Are they gonna get in? Safety breeds numbers. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't do them things. So like, I get what you're saying, Ruka. However, saying that, and it's completely opposite, and I guess this is why we like the show. There's so much common sense that goes on in this show, and it's the little things. Like, for example, I think you said something, and then the show literally said it 2 seconds later. And that's been a running theme here while we've been watching ZOM 100. Yeah, it was when she rubbed his back. You said before she said, why did you go and rub his back? Because, like, you obviously don't like him. Like, what's going on? And then he goes, why did you rub my back? Why are you concerned about me? Like, that the common sense mixed with the crazy and the insanity, again, goes towards what you were saying about the things that are together that just don't belong.
In what you were saying earlier on about, like, banging being the last thing on your mind, to be fair,
go on, Ruka. God.
She died. So, what would you rather your last moments be? Crying in a corner or...
or what, Ruka?
I'm just saying. It's an apocalypse. You're probably gonna die anyway.
You might as well get hot and sweaty.
There's a reason why poor people have a lot of kids.
Oh my days. Oh my days. No, I'm not saying oh my days.
Life's
because
so horrible.
I'm not even
Certain things are good and free.
I'm not even saying oh my days because you're wrong. I'm saying oh my days because literally I was having this conversation with someone else earlier and then you brought it up. We could get out of my head. But like, seriously, you know what? I retract everything I said. If you're in an apocalypse, go find the cutest little honey or the cutest little hubby and get something on.
Oh my god. I'm not saying this is what I would do.
That's the advice. That's the advice from Ruka, by the way.
Oh, also, the fact that the door was open as well as they arrived, that was another issue that I had with it, because the zombies could definitely... They tried to get under there.
Yeah.
There was just something so wrong about how it was set up, and I actually had thought that they were all bitten.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
And I thought that's why it was like that, and then it didn't turn out to be that way.
I mean...
So...
By the end of it did, but you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So throughout this whole entire episode, all we've heard about is dreams, dreams, dreams. Kencho wants to be a comedian. Yukira, I think that's her name, wanted to be a flight attendant, and she was. And Tendo has no idea what his childhood dream was, or can't remember it, or whatnot. And constantly being reminded of dreams. Now, it's not the first time we've heard about dreams. I mean, the whole thing is called Zombie 100 Bucket List of the Dead. So it does make sense that there's a lot of dreams aspect going on throughout the whole show. But today they laid a heavy emphasis on it. And I'm just wondering why. Why do you guys think that they laid a heavy emphasis on dreams this episode, episode 4?
There was a lot of things about childhood and the things that you think about when you're younger, and I think that really it's got a lot to do with, as you get older, your dreams become less, you settle down, you accept less, you do other things, you don't have time to chase your dreams, and sometimes your dreams are crazy. Kids say stuff, but there's this whole thing about almost reclaiming the innocence. For instance, Tendo, when he arrived at his job, he was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He had all his dreams. He thought everything was going to be great. He didn't know much about how the real world worked. And so immediately he accepted this black company job, despite the first day being what it was. there's a sense of trying to reclaim it, because now that everything is gone, although a lot of your paths have been broken down, there's a lot of things that aren't possible. There are actually now a lot of things that are possible, and it's all about how you're going to look at your glass. What's available, doing the things that you never could, doing the things that you told yourself that, oh, I can't really do that, I've got this responsibility, or this is the right thing to do, or this is what my parents expect from me. Now you don't have that. Everyone's dead. Well, you know.
Way to end it, fam. I mean, like, you were doing so good.
Sorry. I tried. But you know what? When they got out of the mall, they got out way too easily for what they were saying that it was, that they were all trapped, surrounded on all sides by zombies, and they just waltzed out.
She was drunk at the time. Did you really take her words for gospel? I'm just saying, like, she's been chugging booze since she got there.
It wasn't just her, there was 3 other people
there.
Yeah,
but she's the one who said it. Like, it's a zombie apocalypse. It's not the end of the world.
Rating.
So for me, I give this episode an 8. I liked it. I even liked the fact that we got introduced to characters that we'll never see again. I liked that I saw a zombie fart, and I thought that this episode was fun to watch.
I'm giving this episode a 9. I really enjoyed the episode. I liked seeing more on the zombies, these weird small things that they're doing. Still a mystery on why they're not going for brains, and why they don't even seem to be trying to get sustenance from the infection. It actually feels like it's a real virus, and its only will is to reproduce, not necessarily to actually have sustenance. I mean, they are undead, so it does stand to reason that maybe they don't need to eat anything. If you've made it this far, you're a real one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to get more of our episodes. See you on the next one. Peace.